faces talk because the jaws in Gary mode. All their eyes are like this because they're all... The other ones are malfunctioning, monging it off their cat and all little weird creature things over there. This is what you get in Fezzies, mate. It's like legitimate places to get off your face. And that's why the race of white people are... Everyone within the white community, it's alright to speak about the white community, isn't it? Not offending no one, am I? Why we've got the Asian community, the black community, why can't we have the white community? What's wrong with that? So why is everyone in the white community on substances of some sort? Everyone. Doesn't matter what they're working as. Be a bank clerk, she's on the wine. So why is everyone in the white community on some sort of substance, whether it's drinks, medication, whatever? Why is that? Margie makes saying, I'm not. You're not on medication, Margie. Not on meds, mate. Don't you drink wine every night, Margie? So you must be the only person in the whole world that is straight-headed, mustn't you? No medication in your life, no drink in your life, no great, innit? Good on you, girl. Yes, Anne-Marie, at least we've got a white woman that doesn't touch nothing. Absolutely fantastic. He's right, Margie. Yes, Anne-Marie. Wishes. A little love. But you get what I'm saying, don't you? The white community's been getting battered for years off the government. In all its forms. Whether it's jobs, whether it's housing, whether it's education, medication, everything. The homegrown, born and bred have been the test case of everything. When they had the homegrown interests of the people that were born here at heart, the governments, everything was going in our favour. Everything. Everything like you were educated right, the morals that they were placing in you was right. What was the morals that was placed in us? Morals of Christ. What have they done since the 80s? Removed Christ from our lives on purpose. We'll try to. Yes, Anne-Marie, they try to, haven't they? A lot of people are turning back to Christ now because they feel lost. They feel like they've lost the purpose. And that was the whole point of them removing Christ. So you do get lost. So you don't know who you are. So you are easier to pull into a certain identity that you just want to identify yourself as someone or something. Without Christ, you've got no identity, basically, isn't it? You've got no purpose, you've got no path of life, you've got no guidance. Without Christ, you're being controlled, basically, and that's why they want to remove Christ from you. The whole reason they want to remove Christ from you so they can take control of you. And that's what's happening with a lot of people now. They're controlled, aren't they? They're like robots, aren't they? They're like robots. Muslims are robots, aren't they? You know, the ones that practice Islam very deep, they're just robots. And that's not a hateful thing, that's fact. Years ago in the 80s and the 70s, Christians was robots. Christians were robots. Everyone up at 9 o'clock work. Everyone back at 5 o'clock. Everyone's lights off at 10 o'clock. It's what your nan was like in Liverpool. Your nan from the 60s and the 70s. It's what they were like. Robots. Religion. Church of a Sunday. All this sort of stuff. But as we go through the years, we end up into the 80s where it starts kicking in. From wherever. It's kicking. All of a sudden, people are losing the faith. Why? Because they're starting to see mad shit going. Why? Because addicts are running from scatty and wild. People are losing the faith because of the shit that's impacting on our estates, mate. Honest. It's what it was, you know, in the 80s when they saturated our white communities, and at the same time they saturated the black community, and that's what's been the destruction since the 80s within our environments, within our communities and to our families. Complete destruction of everything we believed in. Drugs has helped it speed it up. Think about most of the problems on your estates since the 80s. What's it been? Look at all the notorious individuals shot dead in your city since the 80s. What have they been affiliated? Look at the majority of the kids that are getting shot dead on your streets. All of that. All of it. Every single murder that you witnessed since the 80s on the streets of Liverpool, every single one, unless it's a woman and a man doing DV, it's been dealers. And you're still not seeing it. You still, for some reason, you still think it's just part of life now. And the damage that comes from that behaviour is just part of life now. Yeah, we expect 2 or 3 people getting shot dead a year now, don't we? It's normal, isn't it? No, it's not normal. It's not normal. But we tolerate it. We let it happen. It continues to happen. And while dealing and the violence that's come from it is continuing to happen in our cities, we've got rats running right through us. Setting up shop where they want, doing what they want, friends with everyone, but harming children. After start supplying the local dealers with the bobby, that's why they don't get moved out. You know, most of them dealers on Breck Road, well, let's look at, I won't name them, but you've had kids from 2017, 18, and I can remember previously when you go down to 2001, you know, you've got a shop at the bottom of the street, Pakistani shop on Lower Breck Road, on the left. If you're going down, on the right, the same people have got the flats over there on the left that they bought off Miss Donnelly. They are naughty, horrible wrong'uns, and have been since we were kids, grooming young girls in the shop. The local dealers off Breck Road have been getting off them for as far as I can remember. And they're still there, having young kids in the shop, but being let alone. Why? Because your gangsters off Tailmere Road and your gangsters off Breck Road get the brown off them when they run out. So when Big Silver runs out of Bobby, they'll go to Ali. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Ali will get them a corner of 10-10. That's why they get left alone. That's why your dealers are just like them. That's why when I scream about the stalker and his connections to Brian Ungie, and then their connections to the Muslim community within Oldham and Bradford years ago. When the stalker was enabling mad shit, he's associating with these gangsters from Bradford. Them same gangsters in Bradford are at the heart of the cover-up of these grooming groups. I'm not lying, lad. It is what it is. scumbags all over the gaff and the dealers. And they'll turn a blind eye to that shit. Why? Because they're getting 10 off the nonce. Loads of them have participated in it as well. And I keep on screaming that. Loads of them have participated in it. You know, when they get a girl of 15, 16, these horrible off Lodge Lane and Kensington and Tuebrook and Breck Road, it's where they all are for years. When they're getting these 16-year-olds and doing what they do to them, it's not over for the 16-year-old when she's 19, 20. You know, she's just in these mad parties, getting up and steamrolled through them. Not just Muslim men, all sorts of men in them parties, mate. But it's all dealing scumbags and people corrupted by the dealing scumbags who attend these parties. Whether they're Muslim dealers or Christian dealers, regardless, they're all dirty, dying, dealing scumbags, and they're using young girls like meat in these dirty parties that the stalker was enabling years ago. Years ago, mate. For years, though. That was his main source of income and that. One gives a... Why? Because it's the dealers off your estate. Everyone's shit scared of them. You know, in Liverpool, some dealers are held in very, very high regard. And it doesn't matter what they're doing behind closed doors to young girls. In the face of all them shithouse men, he's the Don. We don't care. He's the dude. And this is the way they look at it. Do you understand? It's horrible, mate. Just scumbags, all of them. And all the violence you're witnessing on the streets, including these young girls, this young girl that's been stabbed recently, you can put that all down to the violence on the community that they're witnessing. You know, you've got kids on these estates, especially in summer times, when they're not in school. And they're seeing everything that happens on the estate, not just the after hours. You know, they're seeing the morning activity, they're seeing the feds chase people, they're seeing all this mad shit going, they're seeing cars crash into each other, jump out, shoot at each other, chopping each other up. They're in the shop on the estate just getting a few sweets and a lolly ice, and you've got a firm chasing another kid through the door trying to cut him. This is what your kids are watching. So why don't you think for a minute that environment is not creating what's happening with the children? Why do you think what's happening on your community is not making your children violent? There's loads of little factors, but don't forget that school at the end of your estate is a school for the kids off your estate. So the bullshit that's happening on the estate is happening on the playground. It's nothing different. They're alright when they're all on the same playground. Why? Because you'll have the kids from Noggy, kids from Crocky, kids from Bootle all in the same school. But as they grow up, they start experiencing the flow of dealing on their estates. They start experiencing the flow of the gang culture on the estate. They're starting to pick up on the division and who's liked and who's not liked. And before you know it, they're up in a trance aligning themselves to the Nogger crew or the Crocky boys. Now them 8-year-old kids who are now getting damaged by the environment that they're getting raised in are getting pulled away from each other. And guess what they do when they're 16, 17? Start shooting at each other. And what's that? Is that normal education that's doing that to that kid? Is it normal education that's making your kid switch from a kid in a school uniform to a kid on a surron sitting on the corner when he's 16? Is this what's going on? If you've got 3 kids sat on outside that parade of shops on bikes dealing, and you've got your 14-year-old kid going to the same parade to use the shop to buy an ice lolly, and he's walking past them and going forward to them, he's getting familiar with a lot of things there. He's witnessing a lot of things and he's going to get familiar with them. Just walking past the group is going to make your son or your daughter become familiar with the smell of cannabis. Now when your kid gets familiar with a certain smell of cannabis, it becomes like an attraction. So now he smelt it with the boys at the bottom of his estate, And everywhere he goes now, if he smells cannabis, it's going to link into him. Before you know it, 15, your kid's smoking cannabis. Not a lot of people consider that. Nah, it can't happen. Why can't it? Do you understand what I'm saying? He's looking at the dress sense on the kids in the corner. He's looking at the bikes they've got. He's listening to the music that's getting played while they're stood by the shops. He's hearing them laughing and laughing about madness, but they're all screaming about it like it's a big joke. But their jokes is about crazy shite. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's the attraction. Oh, they're all happy. Oh, look at the bikes. Oh, look at them. Oh, look at the clothes. And that for your 13-year-old kid, seeing that on a regular. And then he starts looking at YouTube, thinking everyone on YouTube's famous. And when he starts looking at Scousers on YouTube who are dressed like the kids at the corner of the shop, he just wants to be famous. Do you understand? He wants to be like, I want to be like them. Your kid's switching. It's the environment that's created through dealing. The police now, listen, you know as a resident on your estate that them kids on the corner sell there all day, don't you? You know that, don't you? If you don't, daft, right? But every community has got a parade of shops, and the parade of shops has got the little group that always frequent there, and they're the local dealers. And the feds know it. And the feds will drive past them umpteen times a day and leave them to it. They're not arsed, are they? They don't really give a fuck. They only start kicking in when the violence starts showing its ugly head. And even then they don't kick in right. They leave it till there's a fatality and then they kick in. Instead of filling the void, the gap that they've created. So for example, I keep on coming back to you, every 2 years, every 2 or 3 years, you'll get the new firm in the scene. But that new firm's being allowed to fill the gap that's being created by the feds taking this group out. And this is the way it is. So what you'll have a firm that's locked the area down, right? I've always thought it was feds getting another little group to come at you, you know, to cause the shit, like Mick Donnelly and that years ago used to do to us. But you'll have one area that dominates, right? And then you'll have other people that used to run it but got kicked aside when this firm kicked in. Now them two firms are 24/7 haters, and the way the morals are in these rats today, they're ringing Crime Stoppers on you, they're trying to get your door kicked in for firearms, they're just making your life difficult so you get nicked, so you're out the picture, so they can fill the void. So you're doing your thing, you're laying your foundations down, everyone's shit scared, you're smashing it, now your violence is kicking in because you've got to lay your foundations. You know, you can go into the dealing world and have a little shit phone. Anyone can have a little shit phone. But if you want a real phone, you've got to lay down foundations. You know, if you want a phone that's ringing off the head every minute of the day, you've got to lay down some nice, strong foundations. And the way you do that in that world is with violence. Fear. So if, for example, look, if I got a phone going today and I weren't participating in no gangbanging or no violence and I was just trying to make dough on the quiet, it's hard, but it'll ring. You might make 70 quid a day. But before you get your phone going, if you focus on this area here and go, okay, think, they're the three main people in this area dealing their shit. He has got that part of the city or the community shit scared of him. He has got this part shit scared of him. And he has got that part shit scared of him. So instead of you trying to get them and them shit scared of you, going through all madness to have all these shit scared of you, what you do is just take him out. You've took him out. So now all them are shit scared of you. This is you laying foundations. You took him out, you haven't even got a phone. You took him out. I don't mean kill him, I mean just like paralyse him or something. You've got them 3 groups, shit scared of you now. Then you start your phone, you're getting your swag off me, you're getting your swag off me, and so are yous. That's it, how easy it is. That's how easy it is. But I say that's how easy it is. It's easy laying the foundations. It's building on them and maintaining it. That's the problem. So what you'll do, you'll have these kids come in, lay the foundations, think they're mad, go off the barnets a bit, leg shots here, window shot in there, petty bomb over there, broken jaw down there. Every incident they've done has had a reaction of their opponents or their enemies. So they've done this, they've come back more severe. They've done this, they've come back more severe. They've went from a leg shot, they've went to a kneecap. They went from a chest shot that he survived, they've gone for a head shot where he hasn't. Bang. 2 years later, feds are aware of the leg shots. They're watching the escalation. They know the escalation's happening. They're aware of every incident this group are doing and that group's doing. But they know if they step in now, they're only going to get them 6s. They're only going to get them 7s, 8 years, and they'll be out in 2 or 3 years down the line. If we sit back and let them kill each other, let them get a body or 2, then come in and take them all out and give them 20s, 30s, 40s. And this is what they're doing with you now. Obviously the snitches in the groups get a little petty jail and get out sharpish. But the main men in the group, they get double figures and never see the light of the day again. Honest. Situations that exist within our communities on this platform, so if you're not ready for it, go somewhere else. Yeah, we can all be high vibrations all the time, and we are. Just because talking about a negative subject doesn't mean you're a negative individual. If you don't speak about the negative subjects, they'll never become positive, will they? They'll always remain negative. Some of us have got to do it. I'm one of them. Yes, Melissa Mason. John is saying it's educational. How are you, Carrie La? Was lower power mode. It's weird the way no one's screaming about what they're doing to the sun. There's just loads of things that can make me go off my barnet, you know. Do you know how sick we're going to get if they cut out that sun for Bill Gates? They're absolutely just going to make this country into a farming country, aren't they? In the sense of they're just farming human beings. They're not farming food no more. They're trying their hardest to cut all that shit out. They're just farming human beings, aren't they? There's only one reason why millions of men have entered this country. It's to have sex with our women. And when they've had that and impregnated our women, the children that come out of our women are not white. And the reason they've deliberately made a lot of our young girls like slappers, the reason why you've had your Nicki Minaj's encouraging your kids to do drops at 15, there's a reason why within our communities you've got a load of white girls that are complete futs, without any disrespect to the real ones out there. Because it's them women that are going to fall in love with them immigrants. Why? Because the local men are not going near them because they know exactly how dirty they are. The immigrants will treat them like gold. Why? Because she's a gold ticket. Why? Because she's white. And that's just fact, people. So as we're moving down, and you've got immigrants on your estates, and they're moving around like they do, like they own the place, and they're approaching these girls. These girls are easy. Come on, yeah. I haven't had a man around me for years. I'll have you. That's where it goes. Sleep with them, breed with them, bam, 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 bam. And it's happened to the black community and the white community. More the white community. And this isn't racist. This isn't racist. But if you had an Asian man sleeping with a black man, there'd be no dilution. I mean, if you had an Asian man sleeping, if you had a Pakistani man sleeping with an African woman, there'd be no dilution in colour. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's only one group of people that have not got dark colour, and that's us. Every other group of people right round the world are dark in colour. Our group of people, the white people, aren't. So if we sleep with a black person or an Asian person, well then we're diluting our race. We're diluting our colour into a darker colour. Into a European colour. And this is what the Europeans want. They want the mixed race face of Europe. And that's what they're doing. They're not just doing that, they're doing all sorts of mad shit going on as distractions. And it's very hard to pinpoint what the real agenda is. And they can use religion as distractions, and they can use all this other bullshit. But just think about the very fact that they're shipping red-blooded males into this country, all of colour. Our country and Ireland are predominantly white people. Again, it's not hating, it's just me being proud of my colour. Doesn't mean I'm hating you because you're Asian, doesn't mean I'm hating you because you're black. It's me just being proud of being a white man. And I'm looking at our people thinking, we're under attack here. And we're not under attack by the black people. We're not under attack by the Asian people. We're under attack by the powers that be, who's letting these people come in to participate in a plan that they don't even understand they're involved in properly. Wish is saying, but QE all have black DNA in us. No, we don't. We all have African DNA in us. And African is not black or white, it's either. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we've all got the African DNA in us, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's black African DNA. Why? Because there's white Africans, and have been from the start of time. So yeah, you are right. And whether you look at whether you like this or not, and again, it's not racist, but you've got two dominant races on this planet. And it's black and white. Whether you like that or not. Everything in between's irrelevant if you like. White, black, everything in between came later. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you think it should be a white-only country? No, be daft. That's being racist. There's a difference between being proud of being a white man and being part of a white community, and then thinking, I don't want no colour in this place. That's racist. That's just pure dirty up mind. Do you understand what I mean? But what I do believe in, when you've got a white community, it should remain white. Just, there's a reason why. So for example, look, you'll have the Asian community. You won't see a white family pop up within that community and start breeding. You'll have a black community. It's very rare you see a white family pop up in that black community and start breeding. But in your white community, you'll have every colour under the sun coming in and breeding. Why? Because this is what happened, isn't it? This is what's happening. There's a reason why white women aren't having children the way they used to. Call it what you like. You're going to get these screen-ups every year. You're being diagnosed when you shouldn't be. You're being given medication when you shouldn't have been given it. Yes, Sharon. Shell. Oh, I thought it was one or the other. It's only 1%. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Got through just saying, hey, Tommy Robinson. I'm not unlike Tommy Robinson. Why? Because I'm not a shithouse. That's why, mate. If I've got to do something, I'll do it myself. I won't encourage thousands of young lads to get put in prison. You've got lads sitting in prison now for 11 years because they were riled up by what he was screaming. He's right in what he's saying about these grooming gangs. Don't get your shit in a twist. But the way he's led them men into brick walls umpteen times in the last few years has drained them, put them at risk, lost the impetus. But he is what he is. You know, he's right, he's bang on the money, mate, when he's exposing these Muslim crime gangs that have been deliberately harming our young girls. And on that page, he's got me 100%. Don't give a bar what any says, mate. If you've got a man that's being persecuted for protecting our kids, he needs protecting by the men who's got kids. And I'm one of them men. And what he's done with regards to Telford and other places that he's exposed has been paramount in what we're speaking about on a daily basis now. If it weren't for people like him and others, he's not the only one, but he's the one getting the recognition. He's the one that gets the hate for it. Him and others, if it weren't for them, it'd be covered up and no one would be speaking about it. No one would be in the news. No victims would be getting thought about. It'd all be washed under the carpet. You'd still have all politicians who've just been exposed in the last 3 years, still in power, still making decisions for them nonsense in the Muslim community, backing them to cover their dirty little past up. And this is what will go on forever. But thanks to Tommy Robinson, you know, he's alerted what's been happening. He brought it to the forefront, and you can't deny what he's producing is truthful. It's fact. We've got witness accounts after witness accounts after witness accounts up and down the country in over 50 cities. They're calling them towns. It's been happening in cities, not just the towns. It's been happening in Newcastle city centre, Manchester city centre, Liverpool city centre. All the city centres, it's been happening in the little dirty phone shops. The little horrible phone shops with nothing in it but dirty little men sat behind the counter with phone screens that appeal to your kids. Do you understand? They all need removing, mate. All of them need removing. Just go and buy loads of thin dogs, mate. Go and get loads of dogs, let them piss and shit all over the place. Walk in the shop and let them piss and shit everywhere on a daily basis. Let them know that you're onto them. Just because you haven't caught them in the act, let them know. Anyway, I can't keep on thinking like this, mate, because I'm fuming. I've only got to think about it for a second and I just start fuming. I won't be able to live with myself, mate, honest. There's loads of men that can't tolerate this, you know. I can't wait for someone to just grab the baton and go for it, mate. I'm ready, me. I'm ready, but it's got to be proper. I don't want no screaming and shouting match walking down this road. If it's going, it's got to be proper, and I'll be right in the middle of it, mate. And I'm not talking sticks and stones, I'm talking sprays. I'm talking about making a difference that will last for years and years and years. If I get embroiled in this shit properly, that community will be speaking about me in 150 years' time, mate. Let me tell you that for nothing. Trust me, they won't have had an attack on them like they get off me if they carry on doing what they're doing. None of them. None of them, mate. It's all been the other way. It's all been martyrdom on our life. It's all been martyrdom upon our Christians. It's all been martyrdom upon our women and children. It's all these knobheads running into our hospitals like Alderay and trying to kill our women and children. Watch when I move.